Every human being carries within them a hidden power, a force that quietly shapes their reality, even when they are unaware. Most people spend their nights drifting into sleep, oblivious to the fact that their minds remain active, absorbing signals, processing experiences, and creating patterns that will influence the hours ahead. What if you could take advantage of this unseen process to transform your mindset, habits, and life, while your body rests and your conscious mind fades into dreams? This book is an invitation to explore that reality, to understand how listening while sleeping is not fantasy or magic, but a scientifically grounded tool for personal growth. The idea is simple yet profound. Your subconscious mind is always listening, always learning, and always shaping how you respond to the world. Throughout history's sages, philosophers and educators have recognized the potential of passive learning and mental conditioning during states of relaxation. From ancient chants to modern guided meditations, people have tapped into the quiet intelligence of the mind while the body rests. What makes this book unique is its focus on combining motivational insights with practical examples and scientific understanding so that you can apply these principles in your own life immediately. You will read stories of ordinary people who overcame fear, self-doubt, and limiting beliefs by allowing positive messages to guide their minds at night. You will learn the reality behind sleep, learning how the brain processes information during rest, and why repeated exposure to empowering ideas rewires your thinking over time. You will discover techniques that integrate motivation, visualization, and affirmation into your nightly routine, creating a ripple effect that touches every aspect of your life. This journey is not about shortcuts or wishful thinking. It is about understanding the truth of your mind and harnessing its power consistently and intentionally. It is about recognizing that the mind never truly sleeps and that the seeds of change, planted quietly in darkness, can bloom into extraordinary results in your waking life. Listening while sleeping is a practice that combines patience, discipline, and awareness, yet the rewards are profound transformation, resilience, and a mindset aligned with the life you desire. As you begin this journey, keep an open mind and a patient heart. Know that change is a process, and that small, consistent efforts compound into remarkable results. Each night is an opportunity to feed your mind with messages of possibility, courage, and growth. Each morning, you will rise not only rested, but subtly transformed, ready to take actions that were once difficult or unimaginable. This book will guide you step by step through understanding the science, the stories, and the strategies that make listening while sleeping a real pathway to changing your life forever. Chapter 1. Awakening the Mind in Silence. Every night when you lie down to sleep, your body relaxes and your conscious mind drifts into dreams. Yet beneath that quiet surface, your subconscious mind remains alert. It is listening, absorbing, and processing the experiences of your day and the messages you allow to enter your awareness. Imagine a seed planted in fertile soil. The water you give it, the sunlight and nutrients it receives determine how it grows. In the same way, the ideas and affirmations you expose your mind to while sleeping influence your thoughts, habits, and decisions in waking life. This is not theory. This is reality supported by neuroscience and the experiences of countless individuals who have harnessed the power of sleep to transform themselves. Consider the story of Arjun, a young man struggling with self-doubt and fear of failure throughout his life. He would wake up each morning with a heavy mind, feeling incapable of pursuing his goals. One night, he decided to try something different. He began listening to guided affirmations about confidence, success, and persistence. While drifting into sleep at first, he noticed nothing. The changes were subtle, Yet over weeks, he began waking with a lighter mind, a sense of clarity, and the courage to take small steps toward his goals. What had seemed impossible slowly became achievable, and the transformation continued until he realized he was living a life aligned with the beliefs he had quietly allowed to grow in his subconscious while his body rested. The mind in a state of rest is more receptive than most people realize. Research in psychology shows that during light stages of sleep, and even in deep sleep, the brain continues to process auditory information and reinforce memory pathways. This means that repeated exposure to positive messages can strengthen neural networks associated with confidence, motivation, and resilience. The messages you choose to. This is why what you listen to before and during sleep matters more than you may have ever imagined. Many people wonder how listening while sleeping differs from simply thinking or meditating before bed. The answer lies in the unique state of the mind. During sleep, as consciousness relaxes, resistance fades and ideas enter without the filtering of skepticism or distraction. The subconscious mind accepts patterns and imagery more easily, allowing affirmations and visualization to take root naturally and effortlessly. Unlike waking efforts, which require discipline, focus, and energy, the mind while sleeping is in a state of fertile receptivity, where repetition and emotional resonance create lasting change. Take the example of Leila, a woman who struggled with procrastination and negative self-talk. She recorded affirmations describing herself as disciplined, creative, and capable. She listened to these recordings nightly. As she drifted into dreams within a few months, she noticed subtle shifts. She began completing tasks she had previously avoided. Her confidence grew, and her relationships improved because her perception of herself had changed from within the quiet sanctuary of sleep. This demonstrates the principle that the mind is always listening, and that transformation begins with what we allow it to absorb consistently. Awakening the mind in silence is not about forcing change. It is about providing the mind with guidance and nourishment. While it is most receptive, it is about planting seeds of positivity and belief that will sprout into real actions and outcomes in daily life. It is about understanding that even in stillness, the mind can grow and evolve, and that listening consciously and intentionally while sleeping creates a foundation for lasting transformation. As you begin this practice, start with awareness. Notice what thoughts you allow to linger before sleep. Notice the feelings and ideas that dominate your mind in those moments. Replace doubt with encouragement, fear with courage, hesitation with possibility. The mind is listening, and even the smallest shift repeated consistently becomes a powerful force over time. The life you desire is possible when you nurture it quietly in the silence of night. When listening becomes a habit, your subconscious mind becomes a partner in your growth. And each morning you awaken with more clarity, purpose, and energy than the day before. Chapter 2. Breaking Through Mental Barriers. Every person carries invisible walls in their mind. Walls built from fear, doubt, hesitation, and the stories we tell ourselves about what is possible or impossible. These walls often seem insurmountable because they are reinforced over years. Yet the truth is that the mind is not fixed, it is malleable, and listening while sleeping offers a unique way to chip away at these barriers quietly and consistently. When the conscious mind is at rest and the subconscious is receptive. Take the story of Samir, a young professional who constantly compared himself to his peers and felt inadequate. He would dream of achievements, yet wake each morning paralyzed by self-doubt. One evening he began listening to a recording focused on resilience, perseverance, and self-worth. While he slept, he repeated this routine nightly. At first, the impact was barely noticeable. Yet gradually, he began noticing subtle changes. He took small risks at work, spoke up in meetings, and pursued opportunities he would have previously avoided. His mind had internalized the message that he was capable and deserving. The walls of self-limitation slowly crumbled, and he began to experience success, not because the world had changed, but because he had changed. Breaking mental barriers begins with awareness of what is holding you back. Often it is not external circumstances, but internal beliefs that prevent action. Recognizing these patterns is the first step, yet awareness alone is not enough. Listening while sleeping provides a way to replace limiting beliefs with empowering ones, because the subconscious mind absorbs ideas without resistance. It accepts repetition and emotion as truth, so carefully designed affirmations and guided messages about courage, confidence, and capability create lasting impressions that manifest in waking life. Consider the example of Priya, an aspiring writer who doubted her creativity and feared rejection. She started listening nightly to recordings that emphasized her talent and her ability to contribute meaningful work to the world. She imagined herself completing stories, feeling the pride of finishing and the joy of sharing her work with others. Over weeks, she began writing daily. The words flowed more easily, and she felt excitement rather than fear. Each time she sat down to create, her subconscious mind had already rehearsed the success she longed for while she slept. The process of breaking through barriers is subtle. It does not happen overnight. Change is incremental, but cumulative. Each night of listening plants seeds in the fertile soil of your subconscious. These seeds germinate silently, reinforcing new thought patterns and emotional resilience. Over time, actions naturally follow belief. The mind has been prepared to embrace possibilities that were previously unimaginable. One important aspect of this practice is consistency. Even the most powerful affirmations lose effectiveness if they are applied sporadically. The mind thrives on repetition and rhythm, and the messages you allow it to absorb nightly become part of your identity. Without you having to force change, the barriers that once felt permanent begin to appear less intimidating as the subconscious reinforces the belief that you are capable of overcoming obstacles. Breaking mental barriers while sleeping also teaches patience and self-compassion. Transformation does not require frantic effort or harsh discipline. It requires intentional guidance of the mind and the willingness to trust a process that operates quietly in the background. It is about understanding that the obstacles you face in waking life are often reflections of the messages you have internalized, and that by changing those messages during sleep, you can change how you respond to challenges and opportunities alike. As you practice this technique, start by identifying one limiting belief that has held you back for years. Choose a short affirmation or visualization that counters it and play it nightly as you drift into sleep. Pair the message with emotion. Imagine the feeling of confidence and courage as vividly as possible, and allow your subconscious mind to absorb it without judgment. Over time, the walls that seemed unmovable begin to crumble, and each morning you rise more capable, resilient, and prepared to pursue the life you desire. Chapter 3. The Science Behind Sleep Learning. Many people dismiss the idea of listening while sleeping as mere fantasy or pseudoscience. Yet modern neuroscience reveals that the brain remains remarkably active during sleep and capable of absorbing information in ways that influence memory learning and emotional regulation, even when the conscious mind is at rest. The human brain cycles through multiple stages of sleep, including light sleep, deep sleep, and REM sleep, and during these stages, neural networks continue to process auditory stimuli, and reinforce patterns that have been repeatedly introduced. Consider the example of language learning. Several studies have shown that when participants are exposed to new words or sounds during specific stages of sleep, they are more likely to recall them upon waking. While mastering a complex skill entirely during sleep is unlikely, the repeated exposure to motivational messages, affirmations, and guided visualizations can subtly shape beliefs, emotions, and behavioral patterns over time. This scientific reality explains why people experience noticeable transformation by listening to positive messages while they rest. Take the story of Annika, a woman who struggled with anxiety and negative self-talk. She recorded affirmations that emphasized calm, confidence, and self-worth, and listened to them every night for several months. The changes were gradual but consistent. She noticed that situations which previously triggered fear now evoked curiosity and confidence. Her brain had internalized the emotional tone of the messages during sleep, and this altered her responses in waking life. This is the science in action. Repeated exposure combined with emotional engagement creates reinforced pathways that support new ways of thinking and feeling. Neuroscientists explain that during sleep, the hippocampus and amygdala work together to consolidate memory and emotional experiences. Auditory input that is repeated and emotionally charged can strengthen these connections, leading to behavioral and cognitive changes. When you listen to empowering messages, your mind is not passive. It is actively building new frameworks for perception and decision-making. Over time, the subconscious mind aligns with the conscious goals you have set and supports actions that reflect the beliefs you have reinforced while sleeping. Sleep learning is not limited to affirmation or meditation audio recordings. Even music with intentional emotional resonance or storytelling designed to instill resilience can influence neural pathways and emotional responses. Repeatedly exposing the brain to ideas about courage, persistence, and creativity teaches it to expect these qualities as part of normal functioning. When the brain encounters challenges in waking life, it draws upon the patterns established during sleep, providing guidance and confidence that feels instinctive. The key to effective sleep learning is consistency and intentionality. The messages must be clear, emotionally resonant, and repeated over time to produce lasting change. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between reality and vividly imagined scenarios, so visualization and emotional engagement during sleep enhance the impact of affirmations and guided audio messages. This means that the mind not only absorbs words, but also the feelings associated with success, confidence, and fulfillment, creating a holistic transformation of perception, emotion, and behavior. Consider the example of Ravi, a young entrepreneur who struggled with self-doubt in business. He began listening to nightly recordings where he visualized successful meetings, confident presentations, and problem-solving with ease. Over several months, his fear of public speaking diminished. He approached challenges proactively, and he began achieving milestones he once thought impossible. The science explains that his subconscious mind had rehearsed success during sleep, and this rehearsal altered his emotional and cognitive response to reality. Understanding the science behind sleep learning reveals that transformation is possible without forced effort or conscious struggle. It is about guiding the mind, planting positive messages, and allowing the natural processes of memory consolidation and neural plasticity to work in your favor. Each night becomes an opportunity to strengthen belief, resilience, and motivation quietly in the background, until the life you desire unfolds naturally in waking hours. Chapter 4. Practical Techniques to Transform Your Nights. Understanding the science and potential of listening while sleeping is one thing, putting it into practice is another, yet transformation begins with simple intentional actions that integrate seamlessly into your nightly routine. The first step is preparation. Your sleep environment, your mindset, and your intention all play a critical role in maximizing the impact of the messages you allow your mind to absorb. Create a space that is calm, comfortable, and free from distractions. Use a soft pillow, supportive bedding, and dim lighting or complete darkness to signal to your body and mind that it is time to rest. The quality of your environment directly affects the receptivity of your subconscious mind and enhances the impact of what you listen to while asleep. Next, consider the content you choose. Affirmations should be short, clear, and emotionally resonant. They must speak directly to your goals, values, and aspirations, rather than general statements. For example, instead of saying, "I am successful," choose, "I take inspired actions every day, and I embrace my ability to achieve meaningful results." This directs your subconscious to vague hope. Visualization is another powerful technique. Before sleep, imagine yourself achieving your goals, experiencing joy, and overcoming challenges vividly and with emotion. The subconscious mind cannot distinguish between imagined success and real experience, and by pairing auditory messages with mental imagery, you reinforce the patterns that shape behavior in waking life. Consider the story of Nisha, a woman who dreamed of writing a book. She recorded herself reading affirmations about creativity, discipline, and her ability to share meaningful stories, and combined this with visualization of finishing chapters and feeling pride as she held her completed manuscript. Each night, she repeated this process, and over months her writing became consistent. She overcame procrastination and completed her first book. Consistency is critical. The mind thrives on repetition and rhythm. When you make listening while sleeping a nightly habit, you reinforce new thought patterns and emotional resilience systematically and effortlessly. Track your progress and notice subtle changes in confidence, motivation, and decision-making. Even small shifts indicate that the subconscious mind is absorbing and acting on the messages it receives. Pairing listening with relaxation techniques amplifies results. Deep breathing, gentle stretching, or meditation before sleep calms the nervous system, reduces mental chatter, and primes the mind to absorb messages effectively. When your body is relaxed, your subconscious is more receptive, and receptive listening becomes more effective. Technology can support this practice. Use quality headphones or speakers with clear sound. Choose recordings with a calm voice or music that evokes positive emotions. Avoid abrupt or harsh sounds that may disrupt sleep. Timing is important. Play messages during light sleep or early sleep cycles for optimal absorption. Avoid overstimulating your mind before bed because it can reduce receptivity and prevent deep rest. Finally, approach the practice with patience and self-compassion. Transformation is incremental and cumulative. It is about trusting the process, allowing your mind to absorb positive guidance nightly, and noticing how subtle shifts in perception, emotion, and action gradually reshape your life. The story of Arjun, Samir, Priya, Anika, and Nisha illustrates the real potential of this practice. Ordinary people achieving extraordinary change by quietly and consistently guiding their subconscious minds while sleeping. Listening while sleeping is not a shortcut. It is a strategic and intentional partnership with your subconscious mind. It allows you to plant seeds of growth, courage, creativity, and resilience that flourish naturally over time. Each night is an opportunity to guide your mind toward the life you desire, and each morning is an invitation to act in alignment with the new patterns you have cultivated. Chapter 5. Real-life transformations. Transformation begins in silence, yet its impact is visible in every area of life, from relationships to careers to personal growth. Listening while sleeping is a practice that many people underestimate, yet its results are tangible and often life-changing. The key is consistency, intentionality, and the belief that the mind is always receptive, even when the body rests. Take the story of Rohan, a young man trapped in a cycle of doubt and fear of failure. He struggled with completing projects and following through on commitments. His nights were restless and filled with anxiety. One night he decided to listen to nightly recordings, focused on self-belief, persistence, and clarity as he slept. At first he noticed little change, but over weeks, his subconscious began absorbing the messages. He woke with small sparks of motivation. He started tackling tasks he had delayed for months, and within a few months, he had completed projects that once seemed impossible. His career trajectory changed, and he gained recognition at work, all because he guided his mind while it rested. Consider Mira, a woman who faced anxiety and social fear. She recorded affirmations about courage, confidence, and expressing herself freely. Each night she listened as she drifted into sleep. She paired this with visualization, imagining herself interacting with people confidently, enjoying conversations, and feeling at ease. Over time, she noticed that events that previously caused panic became manageable. She spoke up in meetings, attended social gatherings with excitement rather than dread, and developed deep personal connections. Listening while sleeping had rewired her emotional responses and allowed her to thrive socially. Even in the realm of creativity, the results are remarkable. Priya had always dreamed of painting, yet her self-doubt prevented her from beginning. She listened nightly to affirmations about creativity and visualized herself completing artworks and sharing them with others. Slowly, her fears melted away. She began painting daily, her confidence soared, and within a year, she exhibited her work to an audience that praised her talent. Subconscious had absorbed the belief that she was capable, and this belief translated into inspired action. Entrepreneurs have also benefited from this practice. Arjun was unsure about starting a business. He created audio messages for himself about innovation, resilience, and problem solving. Every night he listened as he slept. Over months he found himself taking calculated risks, generating new ideas, and acting decisively. His venture grew steadily, and he achieved milestones that he once believed were unattainable. The quiet guidance of his subconscious mind provided clarity and courage that he could rely on every day. Listening while sleeping does not only influence individual achievements, it also strengthens relationships and emotional intelligence. Consider the story of Sana, who struggled with patience and understanding in her marriage. She recorded messages about empathy, kindness, and gratitude. She paired this with visualization, imagining loving interactions and conflict resolution. While she slept, her mind absorbed values she wished to embody. Over weeks, she noticed herself responding calmly to challenges, listening more actively to her partner, and fostering harmony at home. The subconscious mind had integrated the emotional intelligence she cultivated while resting. These stories demonstrate that transformation is not bound by circumstance or innate talent. It is shaped by what we feed our minds consistently and intentionally. Even while sleeping, the mind is listening and acting on the messages it receives. The key is to align these messages with your desired outcomes to create a ripple effect that touches every aspect of life. Your subconscious mind becomes a partner in growth, planting seeds of confidence, courage, creativity, and resilience that blossom into real change. As you reflect on these examples, consider your own life. What are the areas where you feel limited or stuck? What messages would you like your mind to absorb while you sleep? What vision of yourself do you want to awaken to? Each night becomes an opportunity to plant seeds that grow into transformation over time. The people in these stories are ordinary individuals who chose to harness the quiet power of sleep to guide their minds consistently and intentionally. And the results were extraordinary. Chapter 6, Overcoming Setbacks and Maintaining Momentum. Transformation through listening while sleeping is powerful, yet like any journey of growth, it comes with challenges and moments when progress feels slow or uncertain. Understanding how to overcome setbacks and maintain momentum is essential to ensuring that the seeds you plant in your subconscious grow into lasting change. Many people encounter periods of doubt or distraction, even when they are committed to nightly listening. The mind resists change because old habits and limiting beliefs are deeply ingrained. These moments are not failures. They are opportunities to reinforce consistency and deepen commitment. Take the story of Karan, a man striving to build confidence and discipline. He began listening to affirmations every night, yet after a few weeks, he felt no immediate change. He considered quitting, but instead, he focused on consistency and reminded himself that transformation is gradual. The cumulative effect of repeated positive input eventually reshaped his thinking, and his actions became aligned with the beliefs he had cultivated in his subconscious. Setbacks can also come in the form of external challenges, stress, or life interruptions. When circumstances disrupt sleep routines, it is important to return quickly without judgment. Recognize that your subconscious is resilient, and even partial or interrupted practice. Yet she persisted by playing her motivational recordings whenever possible, even during naps or quiet moments. She noticed that even small exposure reinforced positive patterns and helped her navigate challenges with patience and confidence. Maintaining momentum also requires variety and emotional engagement. Repeating the same messages endlessly may reduce emotional resonance and impact. Rotate affirmations, visualizations, or guided stories to keep your subconscious attentive and inspired. Pair auditory input with vivid imagination and emotional experience to enhance absorption. For example, Anand, who wanted to cultivate creativity, paired listening with imagining himself completing meaningful projects, feeling pride and excitement. This combination made the practice deeply effective, and his productivity and satisfaction soared. Reflection and self-awareness are additional tools to maintain momentum. Spend time each week noticing subtle changes in your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Celebrate small victories and shifts in perception as evidence that transformation is underway. These reflections reinforce motivation and remind the mind that change is possible, even when progress feels invisible at all. A man struggling with procrastination noticed that he was taking small, consistent steps toward completing tasks he had long avoided simply by reflecting on the small improvements he observed each morning. Accountability can further strengthen momentum. Sharing your goals and nightly practice with a supportive friend, mentor, or community enhances commitment and provides encouragement during challenging times. Knowing that someone else is aware of your intentions and progress motivates you to stay consistent and intentional. Finally, cultivate patience and self-compassion. Setbacks and pauses are a natural part of growth and not a reason to abandon the practice. Trust the process And remember that transformation through listening while sleeping is cumulative and gradual. Every night you feed your mind with empowering messages. Every morning your actions reflect incremental shifts, and over time, the compounded effect produces profound and lasting change. Listening while sleeping becomes a source of stability and resilience during setbacks. It is a quiet force that supports you even when conscious effort is difficult or energy is low. By maintaining consistency, emotional engagement, reflection, and patience, you ensure that the momentum continues and that your subconscious mind remains aligned with your desired outcomes. Over time, obstacles that once seemed insurmountable are met with courage, clarity, and persistence, because your mind has been trained to expect growth, success, and possibility. Chapter 7. Cultivating Creativity and Innovation. Creativity is not reserved for a chosen few. It is a skill and a mindset that can be nurtured and expanded when the subconscious mind is engaged intentionally while sleeping. Many people struggle with creative blocks, or the feeling that inspiration is fleeting, yet the mind is most receptive to novel ideas and solutions during rest and dream states. Listening while sleeping provides a unique gateway to unlock innovation and imaginative thinking by allowing the subconscious to explore possibilities without the constraints of conscious judgment or fear. Take the story of Varun, a graphic designer who felt stuck in repetitive projects and uninspired by his work. He began listening to recordings that encouraged curiosity, originality, and risk-taking while imagining himself experimenting with new techniques and expressing bold ideas. As the weeks passed, he noticed a steady stream of fresh concepts appearing effortlessly in his sketches and designs. The subconscious had absorbed the encouragement and rehearsal of creativity during sleep, and his conscious mind found it easier to access innovative solutions during work hours. Visualization plays a key role in cultivating creativity. Pair affirmations with vivid mental imagery, imagining the successful execution of a project, the thrill of discovering a new idea, or the satisfaction of bringing a concept to life. Your subconscious mind cannot distinguish between vividly imagined success and reality, and the emotional experience strengthens neural pathways that support innovative thinking. Rina, a writer struggling with story ideas, combined affirmations about imagination and originality with visualizations of completing chapters. Sharing her work and receiving positive feedback, she reported that ideas flowed naturally, and her writing sessions became highly productive and enjoyable. Even scientific and technical innovation can benefit from sleep listening. Consider the story of Arav, an engineer seeking solutions to complex problems at work. He played recordings that emphasized logical thinking, pattern recognition, and creative problem solving, while imagining the successful resolution of engineering challenges. Over time, he noticed breakthroughs occurring during routine tasks, or even while walking or exercising. His mind had processed and rehearsed potential solutions in a relaxed and receptive state, making insights emerge effortlessly. Incorporating prompts and questions into your listening practice enhances creativity further. Pose challenges or questions in your recordings and let your subconscious explore answers while you rest. This allows your mind to engage in problem solving beyond the limitations of conscious effort. The stories of Varun, Rina, and Arav illustrate that creativity is amplified when the subconscious mind is intentionally guided and emotionally engaged during sleep. Consistency and emotional resonance remain essential for cultivating innovation nightly practice. Repetition of meaningful messages and vivid visualizations strengthen the subconscious pathways that support creative thought. Over time, this practice turns creativity from a sporadic event into a habitual skill accessible at will. Finally, maintain a sense of curiosity and playfulness. The mind responds most powerfully to inspiration when it is encouraged rather than pressured. Avoid overthinking or forcing results. Trust the subconscious process and allow ideas to emerge naturally. Listening while sleeping becomes a partnership with your mind, a conduit for imagination, and a source of ongoing innovation that extends into every area of life. By integrating sleep listening into your creative routines, you transform rest into a laboratory for ideas. Your subconscious mind becomes an incubator for solutions, and each morning you awaken with access to insights, inspiration, and a renewed sense of possibility that enriches your work, personal projects, and daily problem solving. Chapter 8: Enhancing Relationships and Emotional Intelligence. Relationships are the mirror of our inner world, and the quality of our interactions depends largely on our mindset, emotional awareness, and the beliefs we carry deep within our subconscious. Many people struggle with communication issues, impatience, or recurring conflicts, yet listening while sleeping offers a unique opportunity to cultivate emotional intelligence, empathy, and deeper connection by influencing how we respond to others, even when our conscious mind is at rest. Consider the story of Kavya, who often felt frustrated in her marriage. She wanted to communicate with patience and understanding, yet old habits and emotional reactions consistently sabotaged her intentions. She began listening to recordings focused on empathy, active listening, kindness, and compassion before sleep. Each night, she paired these messages with visualization, imagining calm conversations, loving gestures, and harmonious interactions. Over weeks, she noticed subtle shifts in her responses to her partner. She became more patient, attentive, and emotionally available, and conflicts that once escalated resolved peacefully. Emotional intelligence involves self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Listening while sleeping strengthens these areas because it allows the mind to rehearse desired behaviors and attitudes in a relaxed, receptive state. The subconscious mind internalizes the messages and emotional experiences, making it easier to act from a place of understanding rather than reaction. Consider Arjun, a father who struggled to connect with his teenage children. He recorded messages about empathy, patience, and encouragement, and listened nightly while imagining positive interactions and meaningful conversations. Over time, he noticed that he responded calmly to disagreements, offered guidance without judgment, and built stronger bonds with his children. Visualization enhances this practice because the subconscious cannot distinguish vividly imagined experiences from reality. By pairing affirmations about emotional intelligence with mental imagery of successful communication and conflict resolution, the mind rehearses new patterns until they become natural. Rina, a professional navigating workplace relationships, imagined herself responding calmly to criticism, collaborating effectively, and expressing appreciation to colleagues. She reported that meetings became smoother, misunderstandings decreased, and she felt more confident in her interactions. Listening while sleeping also helps in letting go of past resentment or negative emotions that hinder healthy relationships. When messages focus on forgiveness, acceptance, and emotional release, the mind gradually rewires habitual patterns of judgment or defensiveness. This allows relationships to improve organically as your internal mindset shifts toward positivity and understanding. Consistency is key, as with any transformation. Daily repetition, ensures that the subconscious absorbs the desired emotional patterns and integrates them into daily interactions. Even subtle changes compound over time, leading to noticeable improvements in relationships and social dynamics. Finally, approach this practice with patience and openness. Understand that change in relational habits may be gradual yet profound. Each night of listening is a step toward embodying emotional intelligence, empathy, and compassion. And each day becomes an opportunity to strengthen connections, nurture love, and cultivate harmony in your personal and professional life. Listening while sleeping transforms not only your mind, but also the quality of your relationships. It creates a foundation for empathy, understanding, and patience that naturally guides your actions and interactions. Your subconscious becomes a partner in nurturing healthy, meaningful connections, and over time, your relationships reflect the growth, awareness, and emotional intelligence cultivated silently in the quiet of night. Chapter 9. Building Resilience and a Success-Oriented Mindset. Resilience and a success-oriented mindset are not traits we are born with. They are cultivated over time through repeated experiences, beliefs, and intentional practice. The subconscious mind is the foundation of these qualities because it shapes how we perceive challenges, respond to setbacks, and pursue goals. Listening while sleeping offers a unique way to strengthen resilience, foster confidence, and create an enduring mindset oriented toward achievement, even when the conscious mind is resting. Consider the story of Samir, who faced repeated failures in his career. He felt discouraged and feared taking risks, yet he decided to experiment with nightly listening. He played recordings emphasizing perseverance, problem-solving, and belief in his own abilities, while visualizing himself overcoming obstacles and achieving milestones. Initially, the changes were subtle. He noticed fewer moments of self-doubt and gradually developed the courage to tackle challenges he had previously avoided. Within months, Samir found himself taking proactive steps, embracing learning opportunities, and achieving results that once seemed impossible. Resilience is cultivated by allowing the mind to internalize messages that reinforce the ability to recover from setbacks and view challenges as opportunities rather than threats. Each night of listening strengthens neural pathways associated with persistence, adaptability, and self-efficacy. The subconscious mind begins to expect success, anticipate solutions, and maintain focus even under pressure. Aneka, a young entrepreneur, paired affirmations about resilience with visualizations of overcoming business obstacles and negotiating successfully. She reported that she handled stressful situations calmly and decisively and viewed failures as lessons instead of limitations. A success-oriented mindset goes hand in hand with resilience because it encourages proactive behavior, consistent effort, and belief in personal capability. By combining affirmations with visualization, the subconscious mind rehearses success repeatedly, so that actions during waking hours align naturally with the mindset cultivated during sleep. Consider Raj, a student struggling with confidence and performance anxiety. He recorded nightly messages about preparation, focus, and self-belief, and visualized himself presenting projects confidently and excelling in exams. Over weeks, he noticed a significant improvement in performance, confidence, and composure in high-pressure situations. Consistency and repetition are essential to building resilience and a success-oriented mindset. The subconscious mind absorbs repeated positive messages more effectively than sporadic efforts. Gradually, the mind becomes conditioned to anticipate challenges, approach them with confidence, and maintain motivation even when external circumstances are difficult. Emotional engagement enhances the process by pairing affirmations with strong feelings of accomplishment, pride, and determination. This ensures that the messages are fully integrated into both cognition and emotion. Setbacks are natural, yet they can be reframed as opportunities for growth through sleep listening. By incorporating affirmations about adaptability, learning from mistakes, and persistence, the mind goal pursuit. Listening while sleeping empowers the subconscious mind to become a silent ally in developing resilience and a success-oriented mindset. It allows transformation to occur quietly and gradually, reinforcing confidence, determination, and proactive thinking without requiring conscious struggle. Each night becomes a laboratory for building mental strength and cultivating the inner resources necessary to face challenges, pursue goals, and thrive in every area of life. By integrating this practice consistently, you train your subconscious mind to expect success, anticipate solutions, and approach life with courage and confidence. Your waking actions, emotions, and decisions naturally reflect the resilient and success-oriented mindset nurtured quietly while you sleep, and over time, the compounded effect becomes a life marked by achievement, growth, and unshakable inner strength. Chapter 10. Mastering Health, Energy, and Peak Performance. True success in life is not only measured by achievements, creativity, or relationships, but also by the quality of your health, vitality, and energy. The mind and body are interconnected, and the subconscious mind plays a powerful role in influencing habits, motivation, and overall well-being. Listening while sleeping offers a unique way to enhance physical health, increase energy, and support peak performance by guiding the mind to adopt patterns that benefit both body and life. Take the story of Priya, a professional who struggled with fatigue, poor eating habits, and inconsistent exercise. She began listening nightly to recordings focused on vitality, discipline, and healthy lifestyle choices, while visualizing herself exercising regularly, eating nourishing meals, and waking up energized. Each week she noticed subtle changes. She felt more motivated to move her body, make better food choices, and prioritize rest. Over months, her stamina, focus, and overall energy improved dramatically. Sleep listening influences the subconscious mind, which regulates habits and behaviors related to health. Over time, the repeated positive messages encourage actions that naturally align with wellness goals. Consider Arav, a student balancing academics, work, and fitness. He recorded affirmations emphasizing discipline, hydration, exercise, and proper rest, paired with visualization of completing workouts and studying efficiently. With nightly practice, he reported that his energy levels increased, he was more consistent in physical activity, and he approached both work and study with greater focus and clarity. Peak performance is not just about physical energy. It is also about mental clarity, emotional regulation, and endurance. The subconscious mind processes stress and reinforces coping mechanisms while you sleep. Listening to recordings that emphasize calm, focus, and resilience helps the mind build automatic responses to challenges. This allows you to remain composed under pressure, sustain energy through demanding tasks, and maintain motivation toward long-term goals. Visualization enhances results by creating a mental rehearsal of desired outcomes. Each night, the mind practices healthy habits, efficient routines, and peak performance scenarios as if they are real experiences. The subconscious stores these experiences, making it easier to act in alignment with them during the day. Rena, an aspiring athlete, combined affirmations about strength, stamina, and focus with visualizations of performing at her best in competitions. Over time, she noticed improvements in both performance and confidence. Consistency is critical. The subconscious mind thrives on repetition and emotional engagement. Messages should be clear, specific, and paired with positive feelings about achieving health and performance goals. Even brief nightly sessions yield compounding results over time, creating lasting change in energy levels, physical health, and mental focus. Listening while sleeping also reinforces recovery and restorative processes. Sleep is a natural time for the body to repair tissues, regulate hormones, and reset energy systems. Pairing positive messages with relaxation ensures that both mind and body benefit, maximizing the restorative effects of sleep and allowing you to wake with renewed vitality. By integrating sleep listening into your routine, you train your subconscious mind to support health, energy, and peak performance naturally. Your habits, focus, and motivation begin to align with wellness goals effortlessly, and gradually the compounded effect of nightly practice results in a life of sustained energy, resilience, and optimized performance across every aspect of personal and professional life. Chapter 11. Cultivating Financial Mindset, Abundance, and Career Growth. Money and career success are often viewed as external challenges, yet the foundation of financial growth and professional advancement begins within the subconscious mind. The beliefs, fears, and attitudes we hold about money, success, and our abilities shape the decisions we make, the opportunities we pursue, and the actions we take. Listening while sleeping offers a unique way to cultivate an abundant mindset, increase financial intelligence, and align your subconscious with career growth and prosperity. Take the story of Arjun, a young professional struggling to ask for promotions and negotiate his worth. He created nightly recordings focused on abundance, financial confidence, and recognizing opportunities while visualizing himself achieving milestones, presenting ideas confidently, and receiving rewards for his contributions. Over weeks, he noticed subtle shifts in his thinking. He stopped fearing negotiation, proactively pursued projects that added value, and eventually earned a promotion and salary increase that reflected his true worth. The subconscious mind internalizes repeated messages about abundance and opportunity, and gradually rewires limiting beliefs. Many people grow up with ideas about scarcity, unworthiness, or fear of risk that silently limit their earning potential and career progression. Listening while sleeping counters these patterns by reinforcing messages of capability, creativity, and openness to opportunity. Consider Mira, an entrepreneur who struggled to grow her business because she feared failure. She played nightly affirmations about entrepreneurship, innovation, and financial success, while visualizing clients, deals, and business growth. Within months, she noticed herself taking confident steps, making bold decisions, and attracting new opportunities that accelerated the growth of her venture. Visualization and emotional engagement are key tools for cultivating a financial mindset. Pair affirmations with vivid mental imagery of achieving goals, earning rewards, and enjoying the benefits of success. The subconscious mind rehearses these scenarios and prepares the conscious mind to act in alignment with them. When combined with action-oriented steps during the day, the effects compound exponentially. Ravi, a freelancer seeking new clients, visualized himself confidently pitching services and receiving positive responses while listening nightly to affirmations about his value and capability. He reported a surge in inquiries and contracts and felt more confident negotiating terms and pricing. Consistency in practice is essential. The subconscious mind absorbs repeated messages most effectively when exposure is nightly and emotionally resonant. Each session strengthens neural pathways associated with confidence, opportunity recognition, and proactive career behavior. Over time, your decisions, communication, and actions naturally reflect the abundance mindset cultivated while you sleep. Financial resilience is also enhanced through sleep listening. By reinforcing messages about discipline, saving, investment, and responsible risk-taking, the subconscious mind guides behavior toward long-term prosperity. Consider Nisha, a professional who struggled with impulsive spending. She listened nightly to affirmations about financial discipline, saving, and planning while imagining herself making smart financial decisions. She noticed her habits shifting, her savings increasing, and her confidence in managing money growing steadily. Listening while sleeping transforms your approach to money and career by reprogramming limiting beliefs, reinforcing positive behaviors, and cultivating a mindset of abundance. Each night becomes an opportunity to align your subconscious with success, wealth, and opportunity, and each morning you awaken better prepared to recognize possibilities, take decisive action, and pursue growth with confidence and clarity. By consistently guiding your mind toward financial empowerment and career development, you create a foundation for long-term prosperity. Your subconscious becomes an ally in recognizing opportunities, acting with confidence, and achieving the goals you visualize while resting. And over time, the compounded effect manifests as real growth, abundance, and achievement in your professional and financial life. Chapter 12. Mastering Personal Purpose, Passion, and Life Vision. Life becomes meaningful when we align our actions with purpose, passion, and a clear vision of who we want to be. Many people drift through days unsure of their direction or feel unfulfilled despite achievements. Listening while sleeping offers a powerful tool to clarify your life vision, ignite passion, and cultivate a sense of purpose by guiding your subconscious to absorb, reinforce, and act on the ideas that truly matter. Take the story of Annika, a young professional who felt stuck in a job that brought little joy. She began listening nightly to recordings that emphasized discovering her purpose, following her passions, and living intentionally while visualizing herself engaged in meaningful work, helping others, and feeling fulfillment. Each morning she woke with subtle insights about what mattered most, and over weeks she noticed increased clarity and motivation. She started exploring new projects, volunteering in areas she cared about, and taking steps toward a career that aligned with her values. The subconscious mind had absorbed the guidance she provided during sleep and quietly aligned her thoughts, feelings, and actions with her purpose. Visualization is a key component in mastering life vision. Before sleep, imagine vividly the life you want to live. Picture your ideal day, your contributions, the people you help, and the emotions you feel as if it is happening in real time. Pair this with affirmations that reinforce clarity, courage, and commitment to your vision. Your subconscious mind rehearses these scenarios and gradually makes it easier for you to act in alignment with them during waking hours. Consider the story of Rohan, an aspiring musician who struggled to prioritize his passion because of self-doubt and fear of failure. He recorded nightly affirmations about creativity, perseverance, and fulfilling his musical potential, while visualizing himself performing confidently, composing meaningful pieces, and inspiring others through his art. Over months, he noticed he naturally spent more time practicing, exploring new ideas, and connecting with opportunities that advanced his musical journey. His subconscious had become a guiding force in living his passion. Purpose and vision are strengthened when combined with emotional resonance. The subconscious mind absorbs experiences paired with strong feelings more effectively than abstract ideas. Simply listening without emotional engagement limits impact, whereas visualizing, feeling, and affirming the desired life amplifies absorption and transformation. Consider Priya, a social worker seeking to expand her impact. She listened nightly to recordings about empathy, leadership, and contribution, while imagining herself leading projects, helping communities, and feeling gratitude and joy for the difference she made. Over time, she approached her work with renewed energy, creativity, and commitment. Consistency and patience are essential, as the subconscious mind integrates these messages gradually. Each night of listening reinforces clarity, confidence, and alignment with your true purpose over time. The mind naturally guides your actions, choices, and priorities in ways that reflect your authentic vision for life. Listening while sleeping allows you to cultivate a life that is meaningful, passionate, and aligned with your deepest values. It transforms rest into a period of intentional growth, vision rehearsal, and personal empowerment. Your subconscious becomes a partner in shaping a future defined not by circumstance, but by deliberate choice and alignment with your passions. Each morning you awaken not only refreshed, but inspired, motivated, and increasingly connected to the life you are meant to lead. By integrating this practice into your nightly routine, you create a foundation for clarity, direction, and fulfillment. Your subconscious mind supports you in recognizing opportunities, acting courageously, and living with purpose, and over time, the compounded effect manifests as a life. The power to transform your life has always been within you, quietly present in the subconscious mind, even when your conscious self rests. Listening while sleeping is not a shortcut, a gimmick, or wishful thinking. It is a real and actionable way to shape beliefs, habits, and behaviors that determine your experiences every day. The stories of Arjun, Priya, Rohan, Anika, Samir, Kavya, and countless others illustrate that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary change by consistently guiding their subconscious with intention, emotion, and clarity. Throughout this book, you have explored how to awaken the mind in silence, break through mental barriers, understand the science of silent learning, integrate practical techniques, transform relationships, cultivate creativity, develop resilience, enhance health, grow financial abundance, and align with your purpose and passion. The common thread is simple, yet profound. The mind is always listening, and what it absorbs consistently becomes reflected in your actions, thoughts, and life outcomes. Transformation is gradual and cumulative. It is reinforced each night as you rest and each morning as you act. The process requires patience, consistency, and emotional engagement, yet the results are remarkable. Confidence, clarity, courage, creativity, emotional intelligence, resilience, vitality, financial empowerment, and alignment with your life vision. Listening while sleeping turns rest into a fertile ground for personal growth and allows your subconscious mind to become a silent partner in shaping the life you desire. As you close this book, remember that every night is an opportunity to feed your mind with empowering messages, vivid visualizations, and positive emotions. Every morning is a chance to embody the shifts that have taken root during sleep and to act in ways that reflect your true potential. The life you desire is not distant or unattainable. It is already being cultivated quietly within your subconscious, with each affirmation, each visualization, and each intentional night of listening. Embrace this practice, trust the process, and remain consistent and intentional. The life you have always imagined, the person you aspire to be, and the success, fulfillment, and purpose you seek are all within reach. The mind never truly sleeps, and when you harness its power intentionally, the possibilities become limitless. Your journey begins and continues each night as you listen, each morning as you act, and over time, your life transforms in ways you may never have imagined, yet are entirely real and entirely yours.
Kindly subscribe to my channel.